saying and where could he be going. Also, yeah, can I just say, yeah, I don't need to be getting cut off of the chat before I go live, yeah? That is not the vibe of streaming, yeah? I'm going live, mate. I want to be bringing high energy. I look at the chat, bro. I'm getting absolutely flame grilled, bruh. Flame grilled, salt and pepper, cheese, seasoning, everything, man. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, yeah, but you guys are an actual disgrace, mate. Yeah, I couldn't believe some of the comments in the chat before you...
Whatever the British and the government's got against us, it must be serious. Because they've tried everything, apart from shooters. A little lad's fighting his heart out here and get robbed in his own town. And British judges, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves, you political bastards.
Smash these likes up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Florian WIRTZ! What's going on? What's going on with Florian WIRTZ, guys? Yeah? Where is this guy? What's he doing, mate? Yeah, can we have a decision? I'm not going to lie, bro. Yeah, I feel like you might be milking it a little bit now. Yeah? I feel like you might be milking it a little bit now, bro. Yeah, real talk. Yeah? Just make the fucking decision, mate. Just make the decision, mate. Yeah? What's going on here? You want to be playing with Haaland and Rodri or nah? You want to play for Pep or nah? You want to play at Stade Etihad or nah? Just make your decision, bro. Come on, man. What's happening here? What's going on? What's this latest news? Well, we got some breaking news, actually. We got some breaking news right now. We got some breaking news right now. Smash these likes up, guys. Smash the likes up, man. The possibility that Florian WIRTZ does not join Bayern exists, especially as Leverkusen's management is interested in selling him to the Premier League should he want to leave. On the one hand, the transfer fee of up to 150 million euros could be paid there. And on the other hand, Bayer 04 would avoid strengthening a direct competitor. The situation was similar a few years ago in the case of Kai Havertz. However, there is still great confidence at Bayern that WIRTZ will be signed either this summer or next summer. In addition to the good relationship between WIRTZ's father, Hans, and Uli Hoeneß, or whatever your guy's name is, this is also supported by the family's career plan, which has, so far at least, included moving to the German club before going abroad. Bayern still have good cards, but reports that WIRTZ only wants to go to Munich and has already signed a preliminary contract with Bayern Munich are far-fetched. As long as WIRTZ himself or his employer do not make public what the player wants, everything remains open. And in addition to Bayern, Liverpool, Manchester, or staying in Leverkusen are concrete options for WIRTZ and his parents, which we've already heard, obviously multiple times. Let me tell you where I'm at with this right now. Let me tell you what I'm at. Let me tell you what I'm thinking in terms of where this transfer is and where it might be going. And I'm taking sources here from all the reports that we've seen. I'm listening to other people. I listened to the 9320 boys this morning, get their views. I'm listening to what people are saying. I think Bayern are struggling to finance this deal this summer at the price that Bayer Leverkusen want to sell, which is 150 million euros. Why do I think that? Well, we've had multiple sources speak about Bayern Munich's need to sell players to finance this deal. And in fact, I'm going to pull these sources up as and when I'm speaking about them, just so people know that this is not cap, innit? Let's go ESAMIR. Yeah? Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Let's see if I can pull this up real quick. Okay, so first of all, we had this one, yeah? The supervisory board expects Max Eberl to finance the 100 million euro offer they're planning to submit for Florian WIRTZ through player sales. through player sales. 100 million euros. So what this is telling me, yeah, is that Bayern Munich are going to bid 100 million euros, which is way off, by the way. That's 50% less than what they want. And they've got to do that by selling players. Yeah, that's what it's saying. That's what it says. Bayern are determined to do everything possible to sign Florian WIRTZ, ideally this summer, which is why the club is planning on salary reductions and player sales to finance the move. When it comes to Bayern Munich, everything about buying Florian WIRTZ is about selling players, lowering wages, and even then it might not be enough. Even then it might not be enough. And that's why you've seen on multiple occasions this. 2026. Bayern Munich are prepared to wait till 2026. That makes it sound like, oh, they're happy just to wait till next year. How about maybe they can't afford him this year? Maybe they can't afford 150 million euros this summer. And that's why in all these sources, it says Bayern Munich might wait until next year. It says it here as well, different source. Staying at Leverkusen remains an option. That's an option. Because if he really, really, really wants to go to Bayern Munich and Bayern can't afford it this year, he'll stay at Leverkusen for another year. He'll have 1 year left on his contract and the price will definitely come down from 150 million euros. Otherwise, he can leave on a free the year after. So, where does that leave us? I think it leaves us in a position that is quite strong for Real Madrid, Manchester City, and Liverpool Football Club. Because I believe that all three of these clubs can afford Florian WIRTZ right now this summer. If we take a look at those three clubs, I still don't believe Real Madrid are in for him. We've seen no real concrete information about Real Madrid looking for WIRTZ. And the majority of people who talk about Madrid and then WIRTZ are using the Alonso connection. And I just personally believe that that is too lazy. I don't think it's legit. And it's the same sort of people that were saying that City are going to get Amorim after Pep because we got Hugo Viana. It's the same sort of people that are saying City are going to go and raid 3-4 players from Sporting Lisbon. Now we've got Viana. Just doesn't work like that in the real world. That is very basic approach, too simplistic. And I don't think that's legit. I don't see where he'd fit in the team. I think they've got other areas of the pitch that they need to strengthen. More important than that. And I don't see it. I just do not see that. So that leaves City and it leaves Liverpool. I think both teams can afford him. Both teams can definitely afford him. Liverpool only spent 10 million euros back in the summer when they bought Chiesa. So they've had nothing to spend. So there's absolutely no way that anybody can tell me that Liverpool can't afford Florian WIRTZ. They definitely can. Wages shouldn't be a problem. I imagine that they were very happy to pay Trent Alexander-Arnold 300 or 400,000 pounds a week. So the wages for Trent just go straight to Florian WIRTZ. And like I say, the transfer fee should be doable given the fact that they spent absolutely no money in the summer and no money in January. However, there's not been that much talk of Florian WIRTZ and Liverpool. You had a little bit coming out the other day saying he spoke to Liverpool reps, which I still don't fully... I think there's something sus about that. I still don't fully buy it, personally. I think Liverpool may have an interest, but did they speak to him? I don't know. I personally don't think that was true. I think that meeting was fully about Manchester City. I think that meeting was fully about Manchester City. So City have agreed a deal with Bayer Leverkusen. They're the reports that are coming out of the press. City have agreed a deal with Bayer Leverkusen. Now, whether that's a full-on concrete agreement in terms of fee, in terms of payment schedule, timings, or whether it's a broad framework, a broad outline. They've agreed on most stuff. They did a bit of a, crossing the T's, dotting the I's situation going on. Who knows? But I think City and Leverkusen are pretty much agreed on where the fee is and everything. Why? Because if there was no deal agreed, they're not going to let the player and the parents visit Manchester City for a full-on conversation, are they? I just don't see that's going to happen, because if they were a million miles away, they could be like, yeah, go on then, go and speak to City, and City are like, yo, we'll put the pressure on Leverkusen. It's not happening. Cloud cuckoo land. You're not going to let the player do that. You're not going to let his agents do that. It's no chance. Not such a physical conversation. You might be able to. You can't stop it if it's a virtual conversation. There's nothing you can do there, but you are not going to allow that to happen. So personally, I think City and Bayer Leverkusen have agreed some sort of deal and agreed some sort of framework. And now it's a question of, can City convince Florian Wirtz that this is the best place for him to play his football, both financially and obviously footballing wise? We've heard plenty of times that Pep and Wirtz have spoke multiple times on the phone. So I think that's probably done and dusted. He said, maybe his parents wanted, a conversation with the higher ups at the club to talk about how he'll be looked after, and sort of the culture and that sort of stuff at the football club. But I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, I think we're in a good spot, I think we're in a good spot, because I don't think Bayern Munich are going to be able to finance this deal this summer. Everything that we've read from Bayern Munich indicates that they are not going to be spending the money. And I listened to 9320 podcast this morning. Shout out to the boys on there, Asan and Lloyd, I think it was. Yeah, it was Lloyd and Asan. And they made a couple of good points. I guess the majority of us in this chat right now, yeah, are probably City fans, right? You probably have some Liverpool fans. You probably have a couple of Bayern fans. And then you might just have some neutrals. And obviously, I'm a City fan, right? So I've been looking at this very much from City's point of view. I think we've been looking at this from City's point of view. Let's have a look at this from a Bayern Munich point of view. Let's have a look at this from a Bayern Munich point of view, right? And let's try and put ourselves in the Bayern Munich position regarding this Florian Wirtz transfer saga. So, as Bayern Munich, we believe that Florian Wirtz's preference is to join Bayern Munich. We all agree on that, right? That's everything. Everything in the press, all the reports coming out are indicating that Bayern Munich believe that Florian Wirtz's preference is to play for Bayern Munich. That's the preference, right? We know that Manchester City are 100% full sending on Florian Wirtz. How do we know that? Well, we've had it confirmed that he was in Manchester. They've just told Kevin De Bruyne to leave. Kevin De Bruyne's not decided to leave. The club have told De Bruyne, you're leaving. So we know that they're going to be looking for a replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. We know that there's not that many 10s on the market that are high quality. So we believe that Manchester City are going to be looking at Florian Wirtz. Let me put this question to you. I'm sort of nabbing this off 9320. I'll twist it a little bit so it's not plagiarism. If we believe, as Bayern Munich, that Florian Wirtz's preference is to join Bayern Munich, why haven't they just gone, you know what? This is one of the best players in Europe right now at his age. He's German, which is obviously great for Bayern Munich because that's obviously better for their PR and football club and that. He's going to be the future of German football for a long time. And we can have him and Musiala in the middle, which will frighten the life out of football teams across the world and across Europe in the Champions League. Why wouldn't they just go, you know what, fuck this. Let's stop negotiating. Let's pay the 150 million euros. Why wouldn't they do that? Why don't they do it? Why don't they just say, if they believe that Florian Wirtz wants to join Bayern Munich, why are they messing about, doing all this crap, putting all this PR out in the press? Why don't they just go out there and agree the deal with Bayern Munich? Because according to Bayern Munich, if they agree to do the deal, he'll join them because they believe Florian Wirtz wants to join Bayern Munich. Why have they not done that? Two reasons. One, The thing about Florian Wirtz wanting to join Bayern Munich is absolute BS. It's a complete made-up lie. Actually, they have no idea who he wants to join. Absolutely no idea who he wants to join. They're just putting it out in the press that he wants to join Bayern Munich. Or, number two, and therefore, they don't want to put the bid in, because if they put the bid in and then he says, actually, I want to go City, they're going to look like fucking idiots. So maybe they're waiting. Maybe they are waiting on Florian Wirtz to make a decision and saying to him, listen, we're ready to go. We're ready to pay this money, but we want to make sure that once we pay this money, you're joining us. We don't want to be putting the bid in and then all of a sudden you're saying, nah, I want to go City. Yeah, because then we look kind of stupid. I don't think that is the case, because I do think that Florian Wirtz's major preference, or slight preference, not major preference, slight preference is to join Bayern Munich. So what's the number two option? The number two option is that they don't have the finances to fund this deal at the price that Bayer Leverkusen want to sell this summer. And that they are trying to negotiate it down, but they can't negotiate. They're fucked now. They can't negotiate it down because City have agreed a deal with Leverkusen. Now, we still don't fully know what that deal is. Some sources are saying it's 100 million euros for City and 150 million euros for Bayern Munich. So have we agreed 100 million? And there's a couple of sources that are saying, actually, no, that's BS. It's 150 million euros for both clubs. But unless, if it's 100 for us, 100 for them, and we've agreed 100, at what point did Bayer Leverkusen say, all right, we'll sell to Bayern for the extra cash? 110? Nah, they're still selling to City. They're not taking an extra 10 million to sell them to Bayern Munich. 120? Extra 20 million? Maybe. 130? Maybe. But then I guess City could just up the cash as well. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, the only logical conclusion I can come to here, and it's backed up, by the way, by comments made in the press, is that Bayern Munich don't have the money to finance this deal right now. And that is why, throughout plenty of these conversations and plenty of these press reports, especially from German press, you have heard 2026, 2026, 2026. Look, Bayern remain optimistic about landing Wirtz either this summer or in 2026. However, Wirtz's camp seemed to be taking City seriously as an alternative. The player used his day off for the trip to Manchester. If they believe that, if they put out in the media, they're the ones that have done this, not City. Bayern Munich propaganda machine, yeah, has been putting it out saying he wants to go Bayern, he wants to go Bayern, he wants to go Bayern. So why don't you just pay the money then and it's all done? It's so simple. It's so simple. It's the most simple transfer of all time. It is the most simple transfer of all time. Player wants to go Bayern, you want to buy him. Put the money on the table then and you're buying. But they've not done that. And they keep on talking about 2026. And we keep on seeing shit about them needing to sell players. And maybe Wirtz is sitting there going, okay, so basically you can't afford me now. You want me to wait for another year. And City have gone to Wirtz, as we spoke about this, by the way, weeks ago. We spoke about this weeks ago. City have now put Wirtz in a position to make a decision. You either stay at Leverkusen and go Bayern next year, or you join Manchester City now. Unless Bayern can find the cash out of somewhere. Liverpool's an interesting one because they definitely have the finances to do it. They definitely have the finances to do it. But I don't think they're as serious as City in this transfer. I think City have been probably engaged with Wirtz's team for a lot longer than Liverpool. And I just don't see Liverpool. I just don't see Liverpool seriously getting involved here. Maybe they are now getting involved slowly And over the next days, you'll see them get more involved, and then we'll have to be like, shit. That's what I would say about Liverpool. I think Liverpool, if you start to see more rumours come out about Liverpool in the next couple of days, I think at that point, we should probably be a little bit concerned that we've got another rival in this battle. But nah, I mean, it's all very like, oh, they're kind of involved. They want to be told if he's going, like, you know what I mean? It's all very passive. You know, I think the words were Liverpool have told Leverkusen to let them know if WIRTZ decides he wants to join it. What? It's all very like, oh, like, we'll just get involved if something happens, you know what I mean? Whereas City are the ones that are actively pursuing the player. I'd be very surprised if he goes Liverpool, man. I don't think, and I'm not even saying like he reject Liverpool. I'm saying I don't think Liverpool are serious in this negotiation, in this attempt to sign the player. You know, I think I saw yesterday they've been linked with Ryan Cherky. And maybe Xavi Simons. No, yeah, but Xavi, have you actually read what he said about that? Read what he said. Don't just look at the tweet and quote the tweet. Yeah? Go and have a look. So let's have a look at some more stuff here about WIRTZ in 2026. Bayern have started negotiations for Bayer Leverkusen for Florian WIRTZ. Bayern want to sign WIRTZ immediately and are pushing for a quick agreement so he can be part of the Club World Cup. Right? Cool. But Leverkusen are still trying to keep WIRTZ until the summer of 2026 and will demand up to 150 million euros for this summer. Bayern are very confident the deal will go through. But that was back a few days ago. That's Plettenberg. Plettenberg. From Bayern's point of view, they've long reached an agreement in principle with Florian WIRTZ, which I think they have. I think City have, financially. I think Bayern have, financially. Whether for a move this summer or in 2026, finance is done. A move to Bayern has long been clear for the clear plan for WIRTZ and his family. However, there have been no official negotiations between Bayern and Leverkusen. In addition, WIRTZ is said to have not informed the club of his desire to leave as of now. Again, why have they not just gone to Leverkusen and said, we'll pay the 150 million euros? It's that simple. It was that simple. That's simple. And they've not done it. Whereas City have apparently agreed a deal in principle with Leverkusen. Florian WIRTZ is expected to respond to Leverkusen's contract offer by the beginning of April. This is obviously a while ago. Leverkusen are offering him a new deal until 2028. Should he decide to leave this summer, the asking price is at least 150 million euros. Nevertheless, WIRTZ and his parents see summer of 2026 after the World Cup as the best time to take a step to the next club. Therefore, Leverkusen still have best chances of keeping the player until next season. Bayern are determined to do everything possible to sign WIRTZ, ideally this summer, which is why the club is planning salary reductions and player sales to finance the move. They need to sell players and lower wages to get the guy. City don't. City don't need to do that. City have the cash. If not this year, WIRTZ is expected to join Bayern by 2026. Talks have already begun and ongoing. Leverkusen remain relaxed. They're still hoping WIRTZ would extend the contract. So Bayern Munich need to sell players and they need to lower wages to finance the deal. And we don't even know, if that's to meet the 100 million euro price, which is not a price for them, or is that the 150 million euro price? Exactly. It sounds wild, bro. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? It sounds insane. And by the way, maybe they've started this as well because apparently Leroy Sané was offered a contract and then they changed the contract because he was going to get a sign-on bonus. And apparently they've removed it, which is why he's still not signed a contract. That's the rumours. I don't know how true that is. But that's the rumours. It's a madness. It's a madness. I smashed these likes up, guys. Let me come to some of these super chats, man. Bill to LB says WIRTZ is using Liverpool and City to get Bayern to pay up. It's a theory, so we have to take the theory seriously. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense. I don't think that theory makes a lot of sense because obviously, Bayern know that this is serious from City. And if what Bayern are putting out is that he wants to join Bayern and he's desperate to join Bayern. So if that's true, then Bayern know that this is all not true from WIRTZ, that this is all just for the media, and they'll know it's a pressure tactic. And I say it again, I think if Bayern could pay up, they would pay up. What's in it for Bayern Munich not to pay up now and get this deal done? Because Bayern Munich know, that City, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona are all serious football institutions that could all afford this player. Maybe not Barca. I don't know about Barca's finances right now. It's not in Bayern Munich's interest to drag this on. It's not in any club's interest to drag it on. It's not in City's interest to drag it on. Which is why City have reported they already agreed a deal with Bayer Leverkusen. They don't want it to drag on. Soon as City get the green light from Florian WIRTZ, the deal will be signed that day. Because they won't want it to drag on because they'll know that Bayern Munich will push and push and push. I just don't think it makes sense, this theory. It's a theory, and there's a chance it might be true, but I don't think it is. I don't think it makes sense. Because for Bayern Munich, if they could afford it, they get it done, and they get it done now, and get it all wrapped up so it's finished. Well, it just makes no sense for Bayern Munich to drag this out, knowing that Manchester City, who can afford probably a lot more than Bayern Munich, who have a better coach than Bayern Munich, why on earth is it in their interest to long this out? It just doesn't make sense. I don't see, and that is a requirement for this theory to work, because this theory tells me that Bayern Munich can afford it. They're just not doing it right now, and they're dragging it out, and that's why WIRTZ is putting the pressure on. I just don't think it's a legit. I just don't think that's true. I think it's a theory that we need to put to one side. I don't think that's legit, bro. Bill to Anthony says we need to buy him right now. Well, I think we've agreed a deal with Leverkusen. We've agreed a deal with Leverkusen. So in terms of the purchase aspects, I think that's all pretty much agreed. It's now just a case of, can we agree it with WIRTZ and does WIRTZ give us the green light? You know, he's never played out of Germany. It's a big move for him. He's still pretty young, 22 years old. New country, new city, new team, new everything. He's probably taking his time. But obviously, again, City will be pushing this. City will be applying slight pressure tactics, to try and get him to convince it. Because we don't want to drag out either. We don't want Bayern Munich in his ear every single day, which will be happening right now. Shout out Radu. Yo, big up, bro. Big up, man. One of the best accounts on Twitter, man. Big up to you, mate. Video soon come, by the way. Yeah. I might release it after the FA Cup. I don't want to be putting out mad controversial takes before the FA Cup final. Shout out Amar says, if Liverpool get him, then I will have serious questions. Well, listen, Liverpool can get him. They have the finances to get him. But I'd be pretty disappointed if he chose Liverpool over City, man. You know, Liverpool have been rejected by a number of high-profile players over the last couple of years. They've not got as good a manager as City. I don't see it personally. But there was a couple of rumours coming back 6 months ago that apparently WIRTZ preferred Liverpool to City. So who knows? Anything could happen. Again, I think for me, Amaya, if you start to see Liverpool PR on the timeline in the next couple of days, then I think we need to get worried. But at the moment, I don't think Liverpool's interest is serious. Jarvis says the importance of verbal agreements between clubs, says Jarvis. Well, verbal agreements obviously has been agreed between City and Leverkusen. I'm sure that report is legit. Now it's just a case of getting it done between the player. But of course, Leverkusen will be pushing him to City, maybe Liverpool if Liverpool gets serious, over Bayern Munich. So we've got that in our favour. Yeah, you've effectively... I think, to be honest with you, Leverkusen know that, they're losing the player. They know they're not keeping him. It's a case of where does he go and when does he go? So they're going to be pushing him to go to City. They don't want him to stay at Leverkusen. They'll put out the PR that, they want to keep him for another year. But they don't want to keep him for another year if he doesn't sign a contract. Because that puts them in a more vulnerable state next year. Unless they feel that by keeping him this year, they've got a chance of winning the Champions League. Or maybe the Bundesliga. So they'll be coming out in the press saying they want to keep him for another year. I think what's going on behind the scenes is how do we get WIRTZ to join Manchester City or Liverpool or maybe even Real Madrid this summer? And if not, how much do we sell him? How much do we sell him to Bayern for? this summer. They don't want him to. They don't want to keep him for another year, and then send him to Bayern Munich on a what, maybe like 80 mil. Because if he stays at Leverkusen, there's only one place he's going, and that's Bayern Munich. And then you get to the summer next year, he might just go, you know what, fuck it, I'll just stay one more year, leave on a free, and get the sign-on bonus myself. I just don't see him staying at Leverkusen. And therefore, if you don't see him staying at Leverkusen, I think we've got a good chance of signing him, because at the moment in time, it doesn't look like Bayern are going to finance that deal at 150 million euros. Big up Penguin East, man, with a 12 months, 1 year, bro. Big up, man. Appreciate it. It says, Wegs Bray, proper nostalgia from the Haaland timelines doing this. We got to learn from Jude that we can't be complacent, even if it's a done deal. And I think we have learned. And everything indicates that we've learned, because we're going for Tijani Reinders. We're going for Morgan Gibbs-White. Whatever you think about those two players, we're trying to sign other midfielders whilst we're pursuing WIRTZ. Whereas back in the days of trying to get Jude Bellingham, nothing was happening behind the scenes on any other midfielders. It was Jude or bust, and we got busted, and we ended up with our fourth choice, Matheus Nunes, who's not a midfielder for Manchester City anyway. So yeah, I think we have learned. I think this is clear evidence. Clear evidence is on display that Manchester City have learned from their mistakes of 2 summers ago, and that's all we've ever asked for in it, chat. Learn from the mistakes. Shout out, man, for the 1 year. Appreciate it, Bray. Shout out to my Bray Mobine. It says LB WIRTZ went to Liverpool camp. They will get him. I'm not sure how true that is. I'm calling cap on some of that. Again, I still believe that Manchester City is the number 1 likely destination if he is to leave Germany. I just don't get the vibe that Liverpool are taking this as serious, maybe as City. Like I've told you before, though, I think if you start to see Liverpool prop on WIRTZ in the next 24, 48, 3 days, 4 days, I think then we might be muddied a little bit. Well, not muddy, but we've got another rival, right? At the moment, there's not been too much. There's not been too much, man. But we'll see, innit? We'll see. At the moment, I'm still saying City over Liverpool. If I start to see it on the timeline in the next few days, then yeah. I'm calling cap on that. I don't think he did meet with Liverpool, and I just don't think that's true. I just don't see it. I don't see it being true. I don't see it being true. And I've still not seen any Liverpool reporter, that's close to Liverpool report that it's true. Not one. Whereas we had Jack Gorn confirm that he did meet Manchester City, and Jack Gorn's plugged into the club. If it wasn't true that he met Manchester City, City would have told him, and it would have been shut down rapid, bro. Rapid, it would have been shut down. Remember those Luis Diaz links last summer when we were linked with Luis Diaz? 15 minutes later, all the City guys come out and was like, it's not true, it's not true, it's not true, it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. Paul Joyce said what? I'm on Paul Joyce's Twitter account. There's absolutely nothing there about Florian WIRTZ. There's nothing there at all about Florian WIRTZ, unless he's done it in the replies. There's nothing there about Florian WIRTZ on Paul Joyce. He said they didn't meet. Joyce said they didn't meet. Well, I don't know where he said that. That's good if he said that, because he's a good source when it comes to Liverpool stuff. But I can't. He's not said it on Twitter, because I'm on his Twitter account right now. Sky came out last night saying Liverpool not working on a deal. I don't think they are working on a deal. I think that is legit. I think it's true that they're not working on a deal. I don't think they are working on a deal. What did he actually say, that Sky Cabby guy? What was his actual words? Listen to the words. What did he actually say? Here we go. Liverpool are not working on a deal to sign Florian WIRTZ for Bayer Leverkusen at the moment. They did not meet the player in England yesterday. He is a player they have been aware of for some time. Oh, well done for being aware of one of the best young players in the world. And in the event of there being any prospects of him wanting to move to England, they would be interested. This is absolute PR. They are not interested in Florian WIRTZ. They're not getting Florian WIRTZ. What they're saying here is that, like, we ain't getting the guy. We don't want the guy. But if he moves to England, we're going to pretend like we're interested. Yeah, because we have to do that. We have to do that. We have to pretend like we're interested. Because they can't just let the player go to City without trying to get involved. So that's what they're saying, isn't it? As things stand, indications are that he wants to remain in Germany, which we all, I think most of us probably agree with that. Even I agree with that. I think that's probably legit. Whether they're staying at Bayer Leverkusen or moving to Munich, Liverpool will continue to monitor the situation, says him. I'm telling you now, yeah, the transfer window opens in what? 3 weeks? If you're trying to make one of the biggest signings of the summer, that is not what you want to be reading, guys. That's what you want to be reading, isn't it? Not what you want to be reading. These transfers take time. They take months. City would have been working on this Florian WIRTZ deal for months. Haaland. We was working on Haaland since January, mate. We was working on it for time. You don't just find out that, oh, in June, oh, Florian WIRTZ wants to leave Germany, and then go, oh, you know what, then we'll get involved. That's just not how it works, man. That's just not how it works. Builder saying Liverpool are serious about snatching Florian WIRTZ away from Bayern, even though Bayern and WIRTZ are said to have reached an agreement in principle over tougher transfer negotiation loomed with Leverkusen, who want 150 million. Where's this post then from this guy, this Liverpool source that you're talking about? Not only those responsible at Bayer Leverkusen were astonished by last week's reports of Florian WIRTZ agreeing to join Bayern, but also those affected. Hans WIRTZ in particular was irritated and annoyed and complained that untruth has been spread in his name. He is now beginning to understand that the football industry is a very special business. Which is why I said the other day on Twitter that you shouldn't have your family members doing your fucking transfers, especially when you're a fucking world-class player that's going to get a big transfer move. And some people didn't like the post. Yeah? Some people didn't like the post. Well, I'm sorry. This is the fucking reason, mate. This is the reason. This is what I put out on Twitter the other day. I said you're in the multi-million pound business, sport business, elite level business, and it's not just a sport anymore. There's everything that comes around with that. Yeah, image rights, sponsorship deals, all that kind of shit. This is why I said the other day, I put it on Twitter, I replied to a comment and said, you should not be having your dad do the contrary, your agency. If he wants to work, maybe he can work with the agent or whatever, but you need a legit baller. We've seen it with Harry Kane, having his brother as his agent. Guy did a gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy. A gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy. Are you mad? You think Raiola would have done that, rest in peace? You think the Portuguese Donny would have done that? None of these guys are doing that, man. You think Dimitri Solek would have done that? Listen, do what you want, yeah? But at the end of the day, like, he is now beginning to understand that the football industry is a very special business. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is a special business, mate. That's why you need to have a legit agent. And the thing is, yeah, people will say, oh, well, agents get paid so much money, LB. Like, it's ridiculous. Well, first of all, let's not act like the player's not getting fucking paid millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of pounds. Let's not act like they're not getting a signing on bonus. The fact is, when you have a football agent that is one of the best agents in the world, they know how to navigate these situations properly. Why? because they do it every single transfer window multiple times. They know how to navigate it. They know the tactics. They know the tactics of some football clubs. And I'd go one step further, by the way. If you get a really, really powerful agent, like when you had Raiola, he was probably one of the most powerful agents in world football before he passed. It wouldn't surprise me if he rang up Bayern Munich and he rang up City and he rang up Liverpool and said, listen, keep your mouth shut. Yeah, I don't want my player getting unsettled. I don't want my player being pressured, because we're all putting pressure on him now. We're like, make a decision. I'm seeing it in the chat. People say, make a decision, yeah? He might ring up the clubs and say, listen, don't chat shit, mate, in the press. Keep this under wraps. Put your best offer forward, and my client will think about it. But if I see anything coming out in the media, mate, yeah, you're getting smoked. Yeah, so and then they'll go, right, well, we'll listen to him in it, because he's a top don. But he probably is the agent of multiple players at their football club as well, by the way. So you don't want to upset him, because then he'll get them out of the club. Because he's experienced. Do what you want at the end of the day. Yeah, you want your fucking dog to be your agent. Let your dog be your agent. But I just think football players in this day and age should have legitimate agents. I don't know if that's... I don't think it should be controversial. Yes, you pay them a lot of money, but you're also getting paid a lot of money. They'll probably secure you more money, innit? In wages and that. The family would like to take their time before making a decision. So, yeah, this is another thing that I just said. Of course he wants to take his time. He don't want to rush this decision. But now he's under pressure, because this is being played out in the public domain. This is being played out in the public domain between three clubs now, because Liverpool have technically entered into the conversation. So now the pressure's on. Fans are getting restless. Make a decision, make a decision. The press are getting everything mixed up. One guy's saying this guy's saying this. He's joining Bayern, he's joining City. Liverpool have had conversations. He flew to Blackpool. Why did he fly to Blackpool? I don't know. He met City's staff. No, he didn't. He met Liverpool's staff. He met Pep. No, Pep wasn't there. He met Slot. No, Slot was in Ibiza getting trolleyed. Like, bro. The pressure's on. And you know what as well, yeah? You know for a fact, yeah, that like next time this guy gets in front of the media are going to be absolutely cooking him on the questions, isn't it? Florian, where are you going? Florian, where are you going? You're going to City, you're going to Bayern, you're going to Liverpool, you're going to Madrid. Where. My only advice is, yeah, if any of you guys in the chat ever become a professional footballer, yeah, my advice is get an agent, mate. Yeah, get an agent. You might not like paying them the money every month, yeah. It might not like paying money every month to the agent, but they'll know what they're doing, because they're an actual agent and that's their job. Yeah. All right, let me go some more of these super chats, man. We'll continue with the investigations into where is Florian WIRTZ going. Shout out to Adol, man. Says, if you are WIRTZ, you are not waiting another year. Alonso left, Tar left, Frimpong is leaving. Why would you wait another year? Risk injuries to join Bayern Munich. Makes no sense. The only reason... I agree, bro. I don't think he's going to wait a year. The only reason... The only reason that you would wait a year is if, in your head, the only possible destination for you to join is Bayern Munich. I don't want to go England. I'm not interested. 300, 400, 500, 600 grand a week. I do not care. I am not going to play in the Premier League. I don't want to go Real Madrid, the biggest club in the world. Do not want to go there. I'm not interested. The only place I am going after Leverkusen is Bayern Munich. And Bayern say, that's men, but we can't afford you this summer, so you have to wait a year. And he goes, fine, I'll wait a year. That's the only possible scenario in which he stays at Leverkusen. The only scenario. Unless he just loves Leverkusen and doesn't want to leave, which is obviously not going to happen. He will sign a new contract by now. Why would he be in Manchester? why do you float to Blackpool if he loved Leverkusen and wanted to stay at Leverkusen? The only possible scenario. I just don't see it though, bro. I just don't see it. I don't see it, man. Don't see it one little bit. One little bit. Big up to you, bro. Big up to Matty. Says Liverpool interest seems a bit Rice City, no groundwork. Yep, very good point, bro. Spot on. It seems very much like, oh, he's a pretty good player. Why don't we just throw our hat in? And then we throw our hat in, and the guy's like, what? You've not spoken to me forever. And now you just, nah, I've committed. I agree. These deals take months, bro. They take months. That Haaland deal was being done back in like January of that year. Yeah, I remember when we was looking at it on Google Maps and that, we seen the guy cutting about in Monaco. We found the road and everything. We found it, and then that was a goated stream, man. I can't lie. That's a top tier stream. With the we found a photo of Haaland in Monaco, and then we found out where the agent's office was, and he was on the road walking to the office. That's crazy, man. I can't lie. That's got to be one of the most like unbelievable streams, man. That was just a joke. We was like, what road is he on? Oh, he's going to his house. That's mad. Nah, big up Matty, bro. Big up to Selmon. Says Bayern want WIRTZ to push a transfer at a low cost. Well, for Bayern to get him this year, I think WIRTZ has to go to Leverkusen and say, listen, I'm not going City. I'm not going Liverpool. I'm not going Madrid. I'm going Bayern. So you either sell me now for or cheaper. Don't sell me. I'll go next year for even cheaper. Or I'll go the year after on a free. So, yeah, they probably do need WIRTZ to do some pushing if they want to go this summer. Get out of here, man. Well, you think I was born fucking yesterday, mate? Yeah? You think I was born yesterday? I've been doing this streaming gig for 5 years, bro. Yeah? Get out of here. Big up Aaron, man. Big up Anthony says, I wish it was like FC25 to sign the player. Nah, man. It's not like FC25, bro. It's not like FC25. Yeah, this is serious business. Serious business. Big up to you, bro. Big up to LFC Badu. Says I'll be real. He's going Bayern. What are we doing? I still think that if Bayern pay the money this year, he's going Bayern. But I think if Bayern are not paying the money, which at the moment it doesn't look like they are, I think there's a serious chance he will come to City. We'll see, innit? We'll see. I still think Bayern are favourites Bayern are favourites in terms of where he wants to go. But Bayern are not favourites in terms of will he go there this summer. City are favourites on where it's a weird chance. It's a very, very weird one. It's a weird transfer, bro. I can't lie. Big up to you, bro. Big up to Erkans. Says, yes, bro, going to Rome over the weekend tomorrow to watch Roma Milan. We'll be back with a scat. Yes, lad. This is what I'm fucking talking about. Yeah, people like this, serious football fans, yeah. Ain't going on holiday, mate. This guy's going working in Rome. Yo, put it through the tax expenses, mate. Yeah, you make sure that the tax office knows that this is work. Yeah, this ain't no holiday, bro. Yeah, come on. 50-page document. What on my desk by Monday morning, mate. Yeah, we would be there. Hopefully, they're better than what it was last night. Because last night, no bueno. No bueno. Yeah, enjoy it, man. Enjoy the ruins and that. Enjoy the ruins, bro. Big up some million. LB, quick update. Carrizio man of the match versus Velez for Velez in Libertadores. He's their top scorer in the tournament with 4 goals for 5. Montoro also got a goal. Mastantuano plays tomorrow at 1:30 a.m. Bro, trust me, man. Listen, I know ballers want to see it, mate. Yesterday, who was in the watch along yesterday? This Ndoye looks like a baller, mate. 2 minutes later, bang, goal, 1-0. Bro, my talent ID is off the charts. It's off the charts, bro. Yo, shout out to my bro, Carrizio. Yeah, I'm Mastantuano, bro. Don't know this Montoro guy, innit? They never heard of this guy, bro. Can't lie. But big up to you, man. Big up Snoopy says Liverpool just out here running interference. That's facts, man. That's facts. They're serious. They're serious, bro. Big up Nordic says Munich don't even need them. They have Musiala. I know, but they're getting greedy. They want them both, don't they? They want them both. Imagine that, man. WIRTZ and Musiala for club and country. Bro, that's actually crazy. Bayern extending up Ricardo's contract, LB. Wages, you say? Well, yeah, maybe they're going to lower it then, because that's what they're suggesting in some of the media. In some of the media, man. Seen on City Snapchat a picture of WIRTZ. What? What? Nah, that can't be real. That can't be real. There's a picture of WIRTZ on City Snapchat. Nah, man. I'm calling cap on that one. I can't lie, bro. I've been billing the tickets to City. Do it, man. Do it. Do it. Nah, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. Nah, Rome's all right, you know. It's not. It's all right. It's decent place, man. Like I like history and that, but I like different types of history in it, and that wasn't my sort of history, but it was a good city. Good city, good food. Food is like really nice, especially if you like pizza and like pasta and stuff. The beers were decent. Yeah, it's good city, man. I can't lie. It's a good city, mate. It's a good city. I preferred it to Milan. Milan for me, but then I got a bad experience in Milan in it because I lost my passport. So yeah, it was decent. Turin's the nicest place I've ever been in Italy, mate. I'll be real. If you ever get a chance to go to Turin, yeah, that's a top gaff. That is a top guy. Yes, Luce. No way they don't know about Haaland streams. Prime Entertainment tracking his playing at what colour he's. Make me sound like a weirdo. LB, do you think that City can get back to their best with WIRTZ? Yeah, defo. We'll get back to our best, mate, when Rodri and Foden are back. You know what I mean? Like, I said this the other day, mate, yeah, but I'm not being funny. If we can bring back Rodri and we can get Foden playing some good football again, our team will be miles better. We'll be a title contender without any signings, just with them two coming back. They're the Ballon d'Or winner and the Player of the Year winner. Two of the best players in world football last year have basically been non-existent in our team this year because Foden's been massively off it. Nobody knows why. A load of rumours going around, but nobody knows why he's been off it. And then obviously Rodri done his ACL. We can get them two back to be playing like they were last year. We'll be title contenders without any signings. Brad says, I swear down, man, YouTube has not notified me about LB Live in over a month. I'm always late now. Makes me pissed off. Anyway, big up chat. Bro, I don't know if you've hit the bell icon, innit? You might have done it, but you might not. Check the bell icon. If not, maybe you just spam YouTube out. So I heard somewhere that someone said YouTube will only send you like 3 YouTube video notifications a day. So if you've already had the notifications in the morning, and when I go live, you won't get the notification. That's what I've been told, but I don't know if that's true, man. Weird, innit? Weird. Very weird. Oh, someone checked this Snapchat and said it was cap. And that's not real. That we got baited, boys. We got baited. Nah, I've never been Napoli, man. It's the last place I need to do so I can sing that Rotterdam song. We've been to Rotterdam and Monaco, Napoli and Rome. That one. Napoli's the last place. I've already said, if City get Napoli in the Champions League, I'm going. Because once I've done that, I can sing that song with chest and say I've done them all. With City as well, not just on holiday. Like, I've actually been there. Rome, 2015. Rotterdam, Feyenoord. John Stones scored 2 goals. And Monaco. Did Monaco when we got beat. Fucking Monaco. That game, man. Fucking pissed me off. Yeah, I was in such a good mood, mate. Yeah, I've never been in a more foul mood than after that Monaco game in my life. Yeah. Because we was like 2 goals up. I'm pretty sure we won the first game. Was it 4-2 or 5-3 or something? And we went there and fucked it, man. Yeah. And only one player came over at the end of the game. John Stones. Everyone else fucked off. Yeah, I'm company, by the way. Yeah. Okay, now. He wound me up that day as well. Half time was getting beat. He walked past the away fans and went, come on, give us something. And we was like, bro, you're fucking throwing it away against Monaco. What are you talking about? Us do something, or you do something on the pitch? Yeah, that was fuming, man. I was gutted that day. I was well gutted that day. Nice place, Monaco, though. If you ever get a chance to go to Monaco, in fact, if you ever get the chance to do this, man, I highly recommend it. Go to Milan and get the train from Milan to Monaco. Oh, my days. Oh, my days, guys. Oh, what a train. What a train. It goes through the mountains. Yeah, it goes through these mountains. Yeah. You see all the snow on the mountains. It's insane. And then it goes down to the coast. Yeah, so you got the sea, and then it goes all the way down the sea, all the way to Monaco. Oh my god, it costs like, I'm pretty sure it costs like 20 quid as well. It was mega. It was mega. That away day was unreal. Unreal, that away day. Title contenders without any signings and without KDB. Yeah. Yeah. Title contenders, yeah. Maybe not win it. Maybe not enough to win it. But, bro, we are what? We're 18 points. No, we're 17 points behind Liverpool. So if I had said to you now, I'm giving you Ballon d'Or Rodri and Player of the Season Foden, you not think we get an extra 10, 12 points throughout the season? Definitely. That puts us like 6 points, 5 points behind Liverpool. That's title contenders. I'm not saying we'd win it. I think we need to make signings to win the Premier League. But to say that we wouldn't be title contenders is not true. We'd definitely be title contenders. Ballon d'Or Rodri and the Player of the Year Foden definitely get us at least another 10 to 12 points minimum. That makes you title contenders. You know what I mean? The Unks are only getting older, Bray. In Fabrizio's latest video yesterday night, he said nothing has happened new with WIRTZ. Means Liverpool didn't meet him. LB. I think I've already said I think that Liverpool story was a load of rubbish. I'm telling you now, yeah. I think the time for talking is done. Not for us. We're going to talk about this for the next days, mate, because it's interesting. I'm talking about the agent, the player, the clubs. I don't think City can do anything else. I don't think there's any more visits to Manchester. I don't think there's any more mad conversations. I think the time for negotiation is over. And I think we are now entering a period of silence whilst WIRTZ makes a decision. And I think we're just going to wait for his decision now. I think that's where we're at. I think we're just waiting for the decision for Florian WIRTZ. What more can City do? Apparently, we've agreed a deal with the club. We've put the terms to WIRTZ. We're now just waiting on this guy to make an actual decision, mate. I think we're just waiting. I think we've done. I think everything's done now. It's finished. We're now waiting on the actual decision from the player. I think that's where we're at, man. I really do. I really do. LB, do you think we might have agreed a WIRTZ in the visit and put out the Liverpool story to cover it up? Maybe. So if we do get rejected, it's like, well, Liverpool got rejected, City got rejected. Maybe it's a little bit of a cover story. Maybe City did put it out as a bit of a cover story to set. So then if he does end up going buying, people are going, well, he rejected Liverpool and City. It's not just City got him rejected. Maybe. I definitely think this sort of stuff happens, man. He said, do you really think Pep can fix this team? And the same one who couldn't create chances against one of the worst teams in Prem history in Southampton can fix all that mess in one summer? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I fully believe we can fix this in one summer. I fully believe that. Yes, 100%. 100%. 100%. I do believe that. I do believe that, yeah. I'm not one of these who is like, it's going to take 2 years. I think we can win the league next year. 100%. You can't join a team who doesn't agree with Leverkusen. Bayern will not go higher than 100 mil. Leverkusen asking for 150, says B. Yeah. Big up to you, man. Big up Echo Falls says, Sava absolutely cooked on never a foul this morning about Foden. He shut the agendas down. Guy of 300 appearances, best team in the world, but one bad season. Yeah, listen, I've already said, mate, if Foden doesn't get back to it next year, then we've got a bit of a problem in terms of like, where the fuck is he? Like, what's going on? And I think then people will start asking questions. I actually think City fans have been like pretty mad respectful, if I'm being honest with you, this year, because there's been a lot of talk about like, oh, is there a health issue? Blah, blah, blah. And I don't really like speaking about shit like that, because if there is a health issue and he wanted the people to know, he would have just put it out there, wouldn't he? So he's got this problem that he's dealing with. He might need a bit of time to sort of like, sort it out. But he's not put it out there. So either that's not true or he doesn't want people to know. And if he doesn't want people to know, he probably don't want people speaking about it, which is why I've tried not to speak about it too much. But obviously it does come up in conversation. But yeah, like I say, it's but I think City fans have been mad respectful for it. Like, this is a player who last year won Player of the Year. We've been in an absolutely horrendous season, which I still believe it is. Some people don't, but my opinion is it is a horrendous season when you win one game in 14 and you still might not even get Champions League football when you've got players like Erling Haaland at the football club. That's crazy. And I think on the whole, I think a lot of City fans have been mad respectful. Yeah, of course you get people who are calling him out and that, and to a degree, I think that's fine. Like, you know, you are allowed to question a player, but I think the majority of the fan base is sort of like, we're aware that something's going on, and we're just leaving it. We're not really speaking about it. I think, like I said, like I already said, I don't think you can do that forever. I don't think you can get away with that forever. I do think that if next season, if he doesn't play well next year, I do think that the noise on it is going to increase in that. But I think City fans have been pretty respectful to Foden this year. With how the season's gone, I think fans could have been like going pretty ham on it, saying, "Where the fuck is he? What's he doing? Where he needs to be? Whatever." You know what I mean? But we've had a few people like that, but most people have been just like just ignoring it. But like I say, I don't think you can get away with that forever, mate. Yeah. Hopefully next year he'll get back to his best. And that's why I've said I'd leave him at home for the Club World Cup. If it was me, I'd just leave him. Say, don't come. Go on holiday, rest, recover, sort yourself out. Next season, first game of the season. Hold a man of the match, mate. Let's have it, yeah? But now I might have to tune in and have a look at Sava's cooking there, bro. Might have to have a look at that. I didn't see it, man. I didn't see it, bro. I didn't see it. Big up Alex says, you're going to do bingo for other footy YouTubers. I don't know, man. I don't know. Who could we do it for? I don't know. I don't know, like milk it, you know? Kind of like it with Saeed because they get beat semi-regular, so there are regular episodes. We could, I don't know, depends if people want it. I'm not asked either way. I don't give a fuck. Take like 20 minutes. Just good on views, usually. I can do it, but I do it for every YouTuber, but I don't like milk it too hard. But if you've got some suggestions, Alex, like whack it in the chat. I've done it for not bingo, but I've done reactions to Lee before. Hey, I tell you what, he'd be easy for bingo, wouldn't he? Lee Gunner would be the easiest one to do for Lee Gunner bingo, mate. It'd just be smoking that X pack, yeah, some sort of pack. What phase is he in? What else would he say? Hair flicks. It'd be easy, bro. We'd be getting bingo every week, man. Yeah, stinker and hooked. Yeah, field tilt. What was the other one? Deserve to win or meter. Mutants. Cranky out. Super duper Mick. Yeah, it'd be so easy. I would have bingo every week, man. Yeah, what are we doing here? Yeah. What is that captain doing? In la basura. Nah, honestly, bro, we'd have bingo every week with Lee, man. I can't even lie. Yeah. Nah, big up Alex, man. Big up. Yeah, maybe we'll have to introduce one for the new season. I'm not sure. Big up Greg says his last game of the season is this Saturday, so probably news on his choice next week, or might wait till after our season's finished to see if we qualify. Well, it's a good point because I can't remember who reported this. This was about 4 weeks ago. And yeah, there was some suggestion that WIRTZ wanted to wait for results, which indicates that it's City because Bayern had already won the league at that point. So yeah, maybe he's waiting. I definitely think he'll wait for the season to end. But if he decides this week, he could say goodbye to the Bayer Leverkusen fans. But then, do you really do that if he's not retiring, is he? He's going. He's literally leaving them. Are they playing at home last game of the season? I don't think they are. I think they're away, you know. I think they're away last game of the season. Yeah, they're away at Mainz. You can't really do that, can you? You can't be like, Mainz, do you mind if I just have the mic while I speak to the away fans? Yeah, a bit of a weird one. Yeah, I'd imagine it's probably going to be after that game then. And then, yeah, we obviously need to get this Champions League locked off, man. Because the thing is, yeah, like we're talking about WIRTZ and that, but I have like been converted by some of you guys. I don't think we're getting this guy if we don't qualify for Champions League. I did think initially that like maybe he'd be like, yeah, I'd do it for one season, innit? But You guys have convinced me, man. You guys have convinced me. Yo, big up Griggs. Big up Griggs. I reckon next week or the week after. Next week or the week after. Remember, City have done the deal with Leverkusen. That's all done. That's all done. That's done and dusted, man. Might be some little bits to sort out, but the fees all agreed. It's now just whether the player want to join us. I'd rather Isak or Alvarez than number 10 for you. Yeah, you're a Liverpool fan, innit? Yeah, honestly, man, you should go for Alvarez, man. That'd kill me inside. I can't lie. If you got Alvarez, it'd kill me inside. It'd kill me inside, but you should actually legit go for Alvarez. LB, if we don't get UCL, the deal is done. If we don't get UCL, the deal is done. What do you mean? So I don't get what you mean, bro. Haaland score against Palace, drops WIRTZ. Selly is a hint. What is the WIRTZ celebration? What is the WIRTZ celebration, chat? What's the WIRTZ celebration? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Yeah, chat, a bit more news here. This is from Sky Sports Germany. There is no decision on Florian WIRTZ yet. Everything remains open, and his family are weighing up all the options after talks with Liverpool and possibly City. The possibility of buying, not signing WIRTZ exists. Liverpool are one of the concrete options. This is Germany again, though, isn't it? This is German media again. Like, where's the Liverpool media saying this? Why is none of the Liverpool media saying this? Where's anything? Like, we've got ours. We've had Jack Gorn say it. Jack Gorn said it to us. He said City did meet with this guy. This is City media. He's spoken to City. City could have shot it down like they've done pure times in the past. Where's the Liverpool journalist who is saying, yes, this is true. Liverpool met him. That's what Gorn said. He said City met him. Where's the Liverpool one? Give me one Liverpool journalist that says this and I'm shitting myself. But it's all Germany. It's all coming out of Germany, bro. Leverkusen PR to increase the price. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Chat, just see if there's anything else. Is there anything else, chat, that I've missed that we need to check? Any other sources? Anything that's come out about WIRTZ or is that pretty much it? Let's just do a City Extra timeline real quick, yeah, before we leave. Let's do a City Extra timeline before we wrap up, man. Yeah, I love these timelines. Yo, Alex again says, for bingo, have people play alongside you watching Saeed. Like who? Like my girlfriend? What do you mean, get my girlfriend on? Or what? Who? Another YouTuber? What do you mean? Yeah, what's the what was it? Nine man, what's the German one called? What is it? Wender or something like that? Wendy. What's the German one called? The Leverkusen like City Extra. What's the Leverkusen City Extra? Another YouTuber. Yeah, we might have to. We'll have to innovate next year, innit, Alex? We'll innovate next year, don't worry, man. Oh yeah, there it is. Work self. Work self. Right, let's do a timeline on there. Right, what's this one? Right, last thing coming out of here, Liverpool made contacts, express interest. Liverpool have entered the race to sign Florian WIRTZ, as well as meeting WIRTZ family also met with City and Liverpool. Right, you know what? I'm going to use work self, man, because these guys go mad with it. I can't lie. I read that one out before, didn't we? We read that one. Florian WIRTZ, if Liverpool are encouraged to act on interest, would be looking to seize an opportunity that wasn't expected, given he was due to remain in Germany. Manchester City and Bayern have done the heavy punching and pushing thus far. That's what I agree with. Can Liverpool come into a transfer negotiation this late on a player and a transfer this late and you know, basically skip that heavy punching, heavy pushing that City and Bayern Munich have done? City and Bayern would have been working on this for so long. Where did he say that though, Chris? I'm not seeing this anywhere being reported. Can you find me the source? Like, what? Where is he say this? He's not said it on Twitter because I've checked his Twitter account. Nothing there. Not only those responsible at Leverkusen were astonished by last week's reports of Florian WIRTZ. Yeah, we've seen that one. Everything indicates Florian WIRTZ will leave Bayer Leverkusen this summer. A move to Bayern, who will probably struggle to pay the 150. There you go. Again, can't pay it. Can't pay it. They need to wait till 2026, mate. They need to wait till 2026. City are pushing and concrete talks with the player taking place. The WIRTZ family also met with Liverpool on Tuesday, which suggests that talks with the Reds are well advanced, but just like City, they have not been finalised. The English clubs would easily be able to meet the asking price. Represent a serious option for WIRTZ. Madrid could also throw their hat in. Yeah, they're not getting involved. They're not getting involved. I want to see this Paul Joyce thing that people keep saying about. People keep saying that Paul Joyce has confirmed that Liverpool did meet him on Tuesday, and that would be the first Liverpool source to say that that meeting was true. Because so far, it's all German media. It's all German media. What are you guys sending me? I've not got anything. Someone just said, you sent me something. I've not got anything. Stop sending me memes, man. This ain't the time for memes, bro. Tom, I see you sending me memes. This ain't the time for memes. Liverpool are in the race for Florian WIRTZ. The WIRTZ family secret tip to England was related to Liverpool as well, not just City. No official confirmation. So again, that's German media. Wise, I've not seen anything. Sent me on Twitter. Joyce on WIRTZ. Right, this is what we need to read. Let's read this. Bayer Leverkusen playmaker is also admired by Liverpool. Flew to the UK on Tuesday, visiting Manchester. Florian WIRTZ flew to the UK, visited Manchester on Tuesday amid interest from Pep Guardiola City. Joining with the trip, the trio left Germany in the morning and flew for private jet. City's number one target. Liverpool also admire WIRTZ, the talented attacking midfielder who is set to leave Bayer Leverkusen, have been in touch with the players' camp as they consider options to bolster their creativity. In recent weeks, it had appeared that Bayern Munich were in pole position to sign WIRTZ and uniting with the Germany teammate Jamal Musiala to form an exciting attacking midfielder pairing. But Bayern hierarchy is still trying to figure out the financing of a move that would be likely to exceed the 100 million mark. Max Eberl, Bayern's under pressure sporting director, was told by the club's supervisory board to refinance the majority of the transfer fee by selling players during the summer window. The Bayer AG, a Leverkusen-based pharmaceutical and biotechnology company, which is in control of Bayer Leverkusen, have said they ought to generate as much as 126 million from selling WIRTZ, who has scored 57 goals and contributed 65 assists. While it appeared in January that WIRTZ might commit to Leverkusen for at least another season, the situation has changed. Xabi Alonso, the head coach who's led them to Bundesliga title last season, announced his departure from last Friday, while other key players are also contemplating moves, with Jeremy Frimpong, the right back, heavily linked with Liverpool. Liverpool's interest comes with the expectation that they think WIRTZ will remain in Germany, either at Leverkusen or moving to Bayern. Should that change, they would pitch for the player. Hans WIRTZ has recently contacted Bayern and received an explanation as to how his son will be used in a tactical system of Vincent Kompany, the Bayern head coach. The general idea would be to use WIRTZ and Musiala as two number 10s behind Harry Kane. Well, so far, he's not said that they had a meeting on Tuesday. As he said it in this bit here, there might be a chance for City to hijack the deal. Leverkusen have stated they have not received a bid from any club for WIRTZ, who has scored 6 goals in 29 appearances. City are looking for creative midfielders to fill the void being left by Kevin De Bruyne, who is departing this summer after 10 years at the club. They've also been linked with Monaco. Dyer joins Monaco on a 3-year deal. So that doesn't say that. That doesn't say that. That article does not say anywhere that they met on Tuesday. Nowhere. All it says is that Liverpool have contacted Bayer Leverkusen to register their interest. That does not say anywhere in that article. Does not say anywhere that Liverpool met Liverpool met WIRTZ. Not anywhere in that article. Nowhere. Someone tell me in the article where it says that. I've just literally read the whole thing out. Where does it say that? Doesn't say it. Doesn't say it. Don't say it. Yo, what the hell is this? Someone's just tagged me in this. This is from a Bayern Twitter account. I have received confirmation from the inner circle that Hans WIRTZ is absolutely livid with the Bayern board. And honestly, I don't blame him. What Bayern did last week was calculated. They let the media run with the story that there was already an agreement between them and Florian. And no, the press didn't come up with that on their own. They reached out to Bayern beforehand, asked for a response, and Bayern didn't deny it. That silence wasn't accidental, it was strategic. They wanted to create the impression that WIRTZ was Bayern bound and that he was even willing to wait until 2026 and that this would pressure Leverkusen into lowering the price. It was a PR stunt, but one that completely backfired because once that narrative spread, it made Hans look like he'd gone behind Leverkusen's back. He was caught off guard and suddenly painted as if everything had already been agreed, when in reality, that wasn't the case at all. The family felt cornered, and when you handled Florian's career with the kind of precision they have, you don't take kindly to being used like that. They're irritated, and not just because of the media. It's Bayern's entire approach. The arrogance, the lowball offers, the veiled threats of waiting it all out, and of it came across as entitled and disrespectful. And that's not how you deal with Leverkusen, and definitely not how you deal with the WIRTZ family. So what happened next? They got on a plane and went to England. This wasn't a vacation. They're assessing their options now seriously. And Manchester City, who have been pushing consistently for months, are in a strong position. From what I'm hearing, Florian's stance towards City in the Premier League has shifted significantly. He's much more open to the idea he was even a few months ago. And if you read his latest Sports Illustrated interview carefully, it's clear. That doesn't sound like someone who's planning to stay in Germany. It sounds like someone's preparing for the next chapter away from Germany. Bayern tried to play the game, but they miscalculated. They thought they were being smart, but all they did was alienate the player, irritate his family, and give their biggest competition a perfect opening. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. What the hell? That's crazy. I mean, it could be cap in it, let's be real. It could be cap, guys. Could be cap, I suppose. Total Sports Talk, man. Where have you DM me, bro? I can't see no DM. Liverpool's interested in Florian WIRTZ comes with the expectation that they will think he'll remain in Germany, either at Leverkusen or moving to Bayern. Should that change, they'll pitch for the player. So again, this does not say anywhere that they met the player on Tuesday. I'm still waiting to see one single Liverpool journalist say that he met the player on Tuesday. One. That's all I want. One. Just one. I've still not got one. Where's one? Just one. Just single one. Yeah, Liverpool fans sent me something. What's this? Liverpool have scheduled a meeting with Bayer Leverkusen for Florian WIRTZ. An Arsenal fan. Mark Bruss, Arsenal fan. He works for Caught Offside. Liverpool aren't downplaying the idea that if WIRTZ wants to come to England, Liverpool will try and put a deal together. So again, nothing here that he met on Tuesday. Still nothing. Still not seen anything. Paul Joyce dropped a new article, by the way. Who's he write for, Tway? I don't know Liverpool journalists in it because I'm not a Liverpool fan, so I don't know who these guys are. You have to let me know who's he work for and that. Where could I find his article? LB seems very agitated. Nah, I'm chill, bro. I'm in a sick mood, actually. I had a sick sleep in it. I had like 8 hours sleep, man. The Times Sport, yeah? Where can I find Liverpool? Football. How do I get on football? Football, here we go. 12 minutes ago. Is this Paul Joyce? Paul Joyce. But that's about Jeremy Frimpong. That's about Jeremy Frimpong. Does he mention WIRTZ in there? There is also an interest in his teammate Florian WIRTZ, who Liverpool have tracked for a number of years, and should he show an inclination to move to the Premier League, then the champions will make a strong pitch. It's all very reactive, though, isn't it? It's all like, if he decides that he wants to go Premier League, then we'll speak to him and that. Like, bro, what? That makes no sense. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would you do that? Surely you would try and convince the player to come to the league and come to your club, not wait for the player to go, you know what, I want to come Premier League, and then go, oh, well, you know what, we've got an opportunity for you. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I feel very much at this moment in time that Liverpool feel that they are almost obligated to offer the player a contract and offer him an option because of who they are, because they've won the Premier League. But it's all very like, we're not actually going to sign him. City are actively trying to sign this guy. City have actively agreed a deal with Leverkusen. City have spoken to WIRTZ on Tuesday in Manchester. This has all been confirmed. City are pushing. They're the ones that are doing it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, weird. Wish we got him for Frimpong so cheap. Yeah, I don't mind Frimpong, man, but he looks like he's going Liverpool, innit? Looks like he's going to go Liverpool. Exactly. Like, that's just, who does that? Imagine WIRTZ. So what's the conversation with WIRTZ? Oh, yeah, it's Liverpool here. If you do decide to come to the Prem, let us know, mate. We might offer you a deal, innit? What? This is the biggest transfer of the summer. And you just want me to let you know that I'm coming to Prem, and then you just let me... Nah, that's just not how a deal does get... That's just not how a deal gets done. That's just not how a deal gets done at all, man. I've never seen a deal get done like that before. No way. You think City did that with Haaland? You think City just rang up Haaland and went, yo, we've heard that you're talking to Real Madrid. We ain't going to offer you anything right now. But if you do decide that the Premier League is the destination, then let us know, mate. We'll sort you out. It's not how you do a deal, man. That's not how you do a deal. You need to show the player that you want them. You need to show the player that, like, they are so important. They are massive to you. That's not how you do deals, man. That's not how you do deals. Like I said, I think Liverpool will be having some sort of conversation or something, but ultimately, if they do get him, I'll be like, what the fuck, man? That just doesn't make no sense to me. What did someone just say then? Someone in the chat said, LB, check something out. Blue City Brain. How much money City have to spend? Blue City Brain. How much money does City have to spend? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I'm going to count this, by the way, if you like anything to do with like cash and that. I did all the transfer, shifted it up for the last 4 years. City in the negative. City in the negative. The last 4 years. That means City have made more money than they've spent. Wolfie said, LB, want Morgan Gibbs White? I'm just sort of like, whatever with Morgan Gibbs White. I'm not in one. I don't really care. I'm not really like screaming for his name, but I'm not against it. I'm just, I don't know. Don't know really. So I just like seeing what's happening. Yeah, City have made a profit, mate. You have no money. We can spend cash, mate. I mean, we make our own money at this football club, innit? We can actually fucking say that. Look, proof. We spend our own money, mate. Yeah, this is our own money. We spend our own money. We make our own money, mate. We make profit, unlike these clubs. Yeah. Fucking, that's just ridiculous, isn't it? 800 million. And the Conference League. Look at this. Look at this. Best part of $1 billion spent here. Over $1 billion spent. And they're 17th and 16th, respectively. That is crazy. Where are Liverpool on this? They'll be quite low. 200. 200 mil Liverpool. Kind of. Where's Arsenal? Where's? Yeah, we got cash to spend, mate. We got cash to spend. Do we think the Morgan Gibbs White links died down because we're closing on WIRTZ? It's either that and City have been like, yo, we might actually get WIRTZ, so let's stop talking to Morgan Gibbs White, or the deal's basically just done and dusted, and therefore you don't hear nothing about it. Crazy. 500 mil. I reckon minimum 300. Minimum 300 mil needs to get spent, minimum. I think you can do solid work with 350. I don't think you need to go over 350. I think 350 is my sort of ideal spend. Because then I want some money, remember as well, I want some money for next summer. Because if we've got issues with our wingers this year, I want to go in the market for a winger next summer. No messing about that. They're on notice, mate. These players are on notice. Our wingers are on notice. Perform. Otherwise, we need to get more wingers next year. Who you do, I don't know. Gibbs White got his license suspended. I saw that. You know. Wowzer. Wowzer. I mean, you think City put out the... Maybe, bro. That has been suggested. It's possible. Certainly possible. Certainly possible. I think the pool room is a City PR, not trying to throw the deal. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I mean, it could be legit. Of course, it could be legit. It might be legit. Liverpool might have spoken to him on Tuesday. But you would have thought that a single Liverpool journalist would have confirmed the deal. Like, confirmed that the talks did happen. Like Jack Gorn confirmed that the talks happened. He confirmed it. City source. Not one Liverpool source has done that. That's all we've asked for. It's all German media. Shout out Tollman says, get Champions League, we get WIRTZ. Bayern isn't paying the fee. Bayern ain't paying the fee, man. Bayern defo ain't paying the fee. No chance. Bro never met with Liverpool. City planted that to avoid Bayern media mistake of pissing off the family with pressure. That's a good theory. That's a good theory. Yeah, that's a good theory, mate. That, you know, if you've just heard when we read out that link about Bayern Munich pissing off the family. If that's a good link, that's a good theory. That it might not be true, but it's got legs. It's got legs. You put it out there, so it's not like, oh my God, he spoke to City and he went all the way to England to speak to City and it's just City. Oh my God, he's going City. You go, well, actually, hang on a minute. He also spoke to Liverpool, and all of a sudden, then people go, oh, he's probably just having a chat with everyone. And then he probably spoke to United. He probably spoke to Arsenal. You know, he might have had reps in Manchester. You know, I mean, it's one of them. Good theory. It's a possible theory, man. Facts. Rodri Reinders WIRTZ will be unreal. Yeah, that would be a joke, man. I can't lie. Ikari said, if we can afford, of course we need him. Why would you let a superstar that wants to join you go? Because we don't need him. Makes no sense. Defo interested, but not trusted sources that they actually met. Facts. Facts. That explains why City did not put it on that they... Yeah, exactly. So I had this chat yesterday in one of my group chats. Someone said, why did City confirm the meeting happened? Because it got to the point where everybody was talking about the meeting and the guy had been photoed at an airport. So I think at that point, sometimes silence speaks volumes, doesn't it? You know what I'm saying? So if City would have just said nothing And the German media saying he was in Manchester, he was in Manchester, he was in Manchester. We've got photos. We've got photos. He was in Manchester. We know he was there. We know he was there. And City just don't say anything at all. People are like, oh my God, he's going City. They're not saying anything. They're refusing to talk. He was there. We know he was there. He's going City. All of a sudden, the pressure's on the player again and the pressure's on the family because it's like, shit, everyone knows about it. So what you do is you come out and say, yeah, he was here. He spoke to us. But he also spoke to Liverpool as well. And then people go, oh, Bears, he's chatting to everyone. And then you put out another story and say, oh, you also spoke to Bayern last week. And then that takes the pressure off the family again. It's all up here, mate, yeah? Public relations. Public relations, mate. Yeah? Maybe not Arsenal. Yeah, maybe not Arsenal. They've got Odegaard in it. They don't need that. They don't need WIRTZ, bro. I've never seen a deal as confusing as this one. It is. It's up there, isn't it? It is up there. I can't lie. I smash these likes up as well, people. Let's get these likes up, man. 1,200 people in the building. Let's get these likes to at least 600, man. We need a 50% ratio. Smash the likes up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. It is a confusing deal. It is a confusing deal. But like I say, for me, Paul says McAtee is the key. Is it the key? I don't think it's the key. But I think he's certainly a sweetener, isn't he? Like, bro, we will give you 100 mil or whatever, and then we'll sell you McAtee for 20. You've literally got a replacement there. Obviously, he's not as good as WIRTZ, isn't it? But, like, you've got a replacement. I don't think he's the key. I think he's a sweetener. I think he's a sweetener. The thing is, surely if WIRTZ wants to go Bayern, he can just come City first, leave like Sané did in 4 or 5 years if he wants it so bad. Yeah, exactly. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. Just get him on a big contract and say, listen, we'll put in a Bayern Munich clause, 100 million quid. Go Bayern Munich whenever you want. Shit, I'm not asked. I don't know why fans get like so down on that, needing to have a player for 10 years. Bro, if we get WIRTZ, yeah, and then WIRTZ fucks off to Bayern in 4 years, who cares? Who cares? 100 million pound release clause in his contract for Bayern Munich. If Bayern want to sign him in 2030, 100 mil, give me 100 mil. We get our money back. We go and buy the next guy. Who cares, man? I literally don't care one little bit, me. I do not care one little bit. Don't bother me. I'd like to have players for life because it's better, isn't it? But I'm not bothered. That is also mad unrealistic, you know. I've said this before. That period from 2012 to like 2022 or whatever was not normal. Nobody left apart from Tevez and Dzeko. And we basically forced them out the door. Nobody come to Khaldoon's door and said, get me out, other than Sané. That was the first one, Sané. Every other player, we basically binned off ourselves. That's not normal. Like, we went through a not normal time there. Do you know what I mean? Bernardo wanted out. Yeah, but Bernardo wanted out. But at the same time, like, he didn't go, did he? We cooked him, bro. We're like, see you later. Yeah, but Torres was not a key part of the squad. I'm talking starters week in, week out. Not many of them. 50 million McAtee. You can have Morgan Gibbs White to sit on the bench, says Nottingham Forest FC. Fairs. We'll take him. I don't mind him. Because they're a massive doll. That is one of the reasons. WIRTZ's profile is a lot greater than Sané's was at the time as well. Don't think they'll be able to bully him as easily as they did Leroy, says Erasma. LB, even Fab didn't perform a tap-in, and if WIRTZ had met with Liverpool, he would have confirmed it as he did. I don't think Fabrizio has any inside knowledge on this deal. I do think Fabrizio gets knowledge about certain deals, definitely. But he's not as connected as some people think on certain deals. And I just think on this one, I don't think he's got any source giving him any information whatsoever. Nothing. He's always late to this WIRTZ deal. Always late. Because he's not the guy. You know what I mean? That Sacha Tavrieri seems to be quite plugged in at City at the moment. Seems to be quite plugged in. Fabrizio's just retweeting everything. I think you're right here. Yeah, Fabrizio don't know nothing on this one. I'm not flagging the guy off because I think he does get information, innit? I've seen it, Radu, bro. I've seen it. Where you been, man? Why keep dipping in and out of the stream? Quit cooking, bro. Quit with your cook, bro. Sounds like Liverpool are defo getting Frimpong, doesn't it, by the way? Sounds like he's defo getting Frimpong. All right, Ed. I don't think there's anything else really to go over. I don't... I'd be surprised now, yeah? Smash these likes up, guys, yeah? I'd be surprised now if we hear much more rumours, talks. I think we are now in the waiting game about his actual decision. And I think we're going to find that out within the next 2 weeks. He might wait until the end of the Premier League season. He might wait till the end of the Premier League season to make sure that we've got Champions League football. Who knows? We will see. We will see. All right, and guys, big up to you, innit? Smash up the likes. Smash these likes up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Liverpool news from a Liverpool source, liverpool.com. Florian WIRTZ did not meet Liverpool representatives. That's from liverpool.com, guys. Liverpool.com understands WIRTZ and his family did not meet anybody from Liverpool this week. The Reds do hold an interest in the player. But yeah, there you go. He didn't meet Liverpool. He did not meet Liverpool. He did not meet Liverpool. He met City and only City. It's City v Bayern. It's City v Bayern. City v Bayern. It's City v Bayern. City v Bayern, chat. City v Bayern. All right, and people, I'll leave it there. Is anyone live? Let's have a look. Why's my PC moving bare slow? Who's live? Airliners. Simon Low Aviation. Funny, man. I'll send you some more in it. Mo's there. Right, I'll send you over there. Big up to you guys. Smash the likes up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. I might do a Reinders video. I might do a Reinders video on more LB. You know, when I react to compilation. Not done one of them for time. Not done one of them for time. I might get on that, you know. Might do a Reinders watch and upload it to the second channel. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you've hit the bell notification. When we get that, here we go. Trust me, boys, we'll be live cooking. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to the second channel, more LB as well. Smash the likes on this stream before you go, and I'll see you in the next one, innit? Peace out.